So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. In the country of the upright man is a dream come true. To President Traore, the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara, President Traore, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa. Africa must unite, and Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated. That no more shall we continue to give up our lunch. That we too need to eat. And therefore, there is no negotiating with the bully. The bully had to go, and Burkina Faso showed us how to do it. So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They're bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors to put them to rest here in Burkina Faso. And that's mission number one. Mission number two, we have watched you, Mr. President. You stand for everything that we have hoped for in an African man. Courageous, fearless, and in their faces. France, unapologetically, you told France, pack your bags and go home. You, Mr. President, and the people of Burkina Faso have done it, and we have a responsibility to support you. You have over 300 million African diaspora who are looking up to you. We are here to show you that we are with you. We support you. We are behind you, and we will not let you down. Many of us were told Don't go to Burkina Faso. It's a war-torn country. Guns all over the streets. Mr. President, we want you to know that the more they told us not to go to Burkina Faso, the more we ran to Burkina Faso. No one tells them not to go to Europe, to their countries of origin. Therefore, no one will tell us not to come home to Burkina Faso.
Hello guys, my name is Golden Boy, and this is Dr. Arikana Chiombori, who had a powerful speech in Burkina Faso, praising the president of Burkina Faso, that is Ibrahim Traore. Now guys, before even I want to also praise this president because he's among the best presidents which we have currently, who is really setting an example that Africa indeed can rise when people get united. Now I want you to listen to what has really transferred me from this president, and it is from his speech which he has always enacted in the public and even to the Burkina Faso people. Now listen to this, then we'll come back and embark on the remarks and the speech which he was talking about.
Comrades, members of the various SA governments, dear participants in the first sleep of SA heads of state, good morning. It was a great pleasure and an honor to be here today. A blessed date, a memorable date, July 6, 2024, here in Niamey. First of all, let us give thanks to God who made this day possible. We thank him for everything he has done for us until today, and everything he will do for the people of the AES. Please allow me also to pay tribute to the Nigerian people. These people who have suffered so much since the advent of the CNSP, and who continue to remain standing. Thank you to the Nigerians who gave us a warm welcome yesterday when we set foot on the soil of our homeland here. You are more than friends, you are more than neighbors, you are our brothers, you are our sisters. Because fraternity goes beyond friendship or neighborhood. We have the same blood flowing through our veins. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who fought and who reserved these lands that we call Mali, Burkina, and Niger. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who helped the whole world get rid of Nazism and many other scourges. In our veins runs the blood of these valiant warriors who were deported from Africa to Europe, America, Asia, or whatever, and who helped build these states during slavery. In our veins flows the blood of worthy men, of robust men, of capable men. And for this, let us be proud and thank you for being a national of the AES. Africa, this continent which has suffered so much and which continues to suffer because of the imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind: Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them. Our land belongs to them. Our basements belong to them. They have never been able to change software until today. It's deplorable. But how does he do it? It is unfortunately since the 1960s that these 6,000 acres of independence were given to Africa. They just placed local valleys at the head, according to them, of their sub-prefecture to be able to continue to supply them. These local valleys that we are going to describe today as living room slaves have no other guide than to seek to live like the master, to satisfy the master, and to do everything that the master dictates. They steal, they plunder our states, take everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like their master and always satisfy him. When the master commands, they execute. Do you know who these parlor slaves are? We will explain to you what it is. These are individuals who have no dignity, who have no morals, who have no personality. But the slave master always knew how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brother to satisfy the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us until today for the benefit of their master. These individuals always continue against all odds to plunder Africa, to help the master to plunder Africa. They like to say it every year. In their economic survey, Burkina is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. All right, if we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave the place. Why don't they want to leave? Because we take the case of Niger. For more than 40 years, certain countries have exploited uranium to produce energy at home. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are illuminated. It's light. But in Niger, it's darkness. Security that served us. When you go to our states, our soils are drilled all over to search for precious metals such as gold. But often, there is not even the slightest accessible road to reach areas where they exploit some basic social services. This is why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples, but when we decided this, we were approached by some parlor slaves to give us their master's message, because they had created this sort of polymer chain that sticks up at the head of our states to serve them. And we have come to break the chain, and it's inconceivable for them. They therefore approached us and asked us to join the ranks to form part of the elite who must lead Africa, because they have a trained and formatted elite who must follow, who are embedded in this chain. We refused to join their ranks, and from then on, hostilities began. They have led several mercenaries, trainers, and agents into our areas who have descended into the Sahel to hope to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, to hope to revolt them. In addition to these attacks on the ground, communicational attacks, manipulation, disinformation, etc., are full in their souls. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and we will never be able to manipulate them again. They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We are not going to allow this anymore. People are awake, and people are fighting today, not for ourselves, but for generations to come. And thank you all for the fight that is being fought. It never makes us cry. We are not going to tremble. We will face. We will fight for real independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of the AES, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local values are only elected in a democratic process, free and transparent to, according to them, their values. What could be more normal that people want to impose this on us because they are the ones who make the rules, all right? We decided to take responsibility for ourselves. This is why on May 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the slaves of Salon and their masters mounted the high horse. They put their local values forward and decided to wage war against the Nigerian people. We therefore said, whoever dares to attack Niger, we will face, because we will wage a merciless war until the last drop of blood for anyone who dares to attack our states. This word, this decision that we had yesterday, is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus, the AES was born on September 16, 2023, in a mutual defense architecture. But we found it necessary to extend and enlarge the AES architecture. What brings us together today must allow us to move into other areas in addition to defense, notably finance and the economy, infrastructure, health, education. Anyway, so on. I therefore hope that this moment will be a story for us that we will write for the AES, but especially for Africa and for the whole world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us, and above all that, when we carry out all our work, may we have only one thing in mind: the supreme interest of our populations. On this, we pray once again to the good God that He accompanies us all in our various tasks, that He protects our fighters who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and exchange around the future of our states. So be grateful once again, Nigerian people. Be united and united. People of the AES, thanks.
You have to know that President of Burkina Faso is one of the youngest president, among the youngest president in Africa. And we have seen great impact what he has done to the Burkina Faso people. Now, through his deeds, through what he has done, he has ended up attracting the Black American people. Like, for example, this is someone who was saying that I'm going to get my passport and I'm making preparation. It has been my life dream to get the hell out of the damn country and go back where I belong, that is Africa. And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere on this planet. I know a lot of my people are afraid to change, but nothing ever going to change in this country. Believe that, bless that young man's heart, may God keep him, and I'm coming home first. Chance I get, I'm getting the hell out of here. Don't have much, but I do have something to contribute. I have a few skills. I've never wanted to stay where I'm not wanted. Yeah, this is someone who's trying to say that he's going to leave his country, that is the European countries. I don't know where it's from. And he's saying that he's going to come to Africa because he wants to appreciate and show some of the skills which he has for the African people. Now there are so many called Black Americans with skills in every sector of interest that have yet to hear African nations seeking out. We know all too well that the abuses and have vast knowledge how the colonizers work. Meanwhile, we watch some African nations like South African election and work against their people and leaders for a dollar to a people who hate a plot against them. Ibrahim Traore is an exemption and is also a great leader who we really truly respect and trust that is going to make a change in that country. Africa will surely unite because of Ibrahim Traore, and he's really setting an example to the fellow African leaders, where he has ended up one. He has changed the sector, like the languages, the official languages. He has chased away the colonizers from his country. He has set industries in his country. He has made sure that women, he has also made sure that the youth are employed in that country. So there is so much changes happening in Burkina Faso, and you can see that is not even a threat. It is just a threat to the colonizers and the people who believe that this can't happen, or who people believe that there is no way African will one day wake up. Now, I'm so proud of Burkina Faso because they are showing the world how intelligent, brilliant minds come together. And I'm also so excited to see the new infrastructures, beautiful smart homes, energy efficient schools, preparing the youth young out to be part of the successful system. You all know that the successful system all over the Africa, we have always have this a failed system where a lot of youths are taking their years in schools and they end up not having that successful job, or they are not being employed according to the skills which he or she has learned in that system for about even 20 years, 25 years. They end up going back home, or they end up getting engaged in theft. Also, they end up engaging in drug abuse. So that's what the colonizers want. They want you to waste your youthful years in school or in things which are not going to help you in future. Now, we don't need a DNA test, okay? We know life began in Africa. That's right. And that's what I always tell the Black Americans, that you don't need to have that. If you see that there's so much challenges in your country, Africa is just a vast country. It's a vast continent which has 54 countries, and it is upon you to choose which country you are coming from. Not to choose actually. It is upon you to know or to do research about the favorable country you want to go or live in. So that's the white man tool to learn about you. Like Africa runs in most of the African American, Black American in blood, and I'm also you have to be very, very proud of what this young president is really doing. Like in Senegal, people are right now seeing like there's so much, no changes, but he's trying to be like a puppet. Okay, before we had President Traore, we had President Roujo, we had this youngest president also, and you can see that they ended up going into a ditches, or they ended up being the puppets of the Westernites. Now, we have to keep in hedge of protection around this President Traore. This makes my heart so happy to hear that to hear of this news as an African. This is someone who's saying that as an African woman, that my ancestral result just required returned with 35 Nigerian, 19% Congo, Cameroon, and 19% Ivory Coast and Ghana. I look forward to visit Burkina Faso to see what type of businesses, opportunities, possibilities of relocating and building a home. I would also love to open a school. Praise to President Traore, and God bless him and his team in the days before him. So this president, what is really making me very, very happy with is that he's really making people to really trust that country. And as the first speaker talked, he was talking about there is now security, because long time ago people feel many Africans and even the visitors were afraid to visit that country because of insecurity and things to do with that. So it is the responsibility of this president that you have seen. There has been so much peaceful, there's been so much harmony, there's been so much unity, and the country is now developing. And I'm not lying, actually. You will go to Burkina Faso and see for yourself. You will see there's so much changes. Right before this president arrived and after he was elected, he was sworn in. So, in short, it is really great that if these other fellow Africans will take the step and do almost exactly what President Traore is doing, where he's trying to unite, where he's trying to create businesses, where he's trying to create jobs, where he's trying to build infrastructures, where he's trying as much as possible to make his country very peaceful and productive. That's what we as Africans are, and that can only happen if other Africans and all the people have closed the loopholes of corruption, the loopholes of nepotism, the loopholes of tribalism. It is through unity that this is going to be possible. Thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Golden.